Hello everyone, I'm Tom, and this is Civ 5 in 2025. I'm making a quick guide on um, settling your first city. It's the most important decision you'll make in Civ 5, and it's one with consequences that'll last for the entirety of your game. So, my goal with this video is simply to go through some starting spots here. I'm playing as America, which is not the only, but one of the only civs in the game that has no start bias. And we're on shuffle, so it should give us some maps to look at here. And then we'll settle our first city in each one, and I'll tell you why we're making the decision we make. So in this first zone, we're on, it seems like, a very small island. Now, there's a few tells here. One is the coastline goes 3 tiles out. This means there's probably another island down here, and in fact you can actually see some trees down here. Because I think coastline usually stops around 1 or 2 tiles away from the beach. Usually 1, right? So we can know that. And when you're playing a multiplayer game and your friends have turn timer on, this first turn, which is actually turn 0, is the only turn when you're going to be able to take as much time as you need. The turn timer will be off, so you can just look around, and I encourage you to take your time and look at everything around you. Now, I do have all these options on because I think they're very helpful. In this zone, it's a pretty shit one, honestly. We have copper, 2 copper here. We have 3 fish we can see, and 1 wheat. Now, if I were to, you might be tempted, right, to go here, because then you get this 3rd piece of fish. But you shouldn't do that because that would be on a grass tile. Also have tundra down here, which is not great. If we can get away from the tundra, that'd be great, because tundra is the only tile where you cannot build farms, unless you have fresh water, which we don't here. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is, your first city, should always be on a hill. If it's not on a hill, you're not going to get that first extra hammer, and you're going to be at a disadvantage for the whole game. So I'd always recommend to put your city on a hill. We have tiles going up this way, so we don't know how big this area is up here, but we can see over here. The first move you should make on your first turn should be for your warrior, to go look and try to find something that will help your decision. So I'm going to send my warrior over here and see if there's any kind of other luxuries this way that could make this spot a little more enticing. There is some wheat over there. There is some wheat. So the other thing I should mention is never just like start the game and then go bam. Settle where you are. Where it puts you might be good, but you usually shouldn't just press the button. Always look around. In this zone, looking at what's around us, there could be more land to work with up here. That could be better for us, but at the same time, we don't know that. And we can't spend too much time looking for a spot. I would say usually 3 turns is the maximum you can look around. If you spend more than 3 turns looking around, you've lost out on a lot of production. For this spot, what I'm thinking is, let's go in here. We can find a granary. A granary is an early game building. You get it from pottery, and it gives you +1 food for every wheat, banana, and deer. If we settle here, even though we have not much land to work with, because remember, cities go 3 tiles out, because we don't have much land to work with, it's going to be problematic, but we can build a granary, and that'll get this wheat up to a +4 food in the early game, which is really good. And once you get fertilizer, you get to +5. Which that's going to give us a lot, and then we have 2 because we're going to move here. And you also have fish, and you get a 3rd fish. The fish is good because you get a lighthouse, you get +1 food for the fish. That brings it up to +4. And if you get a seaport, you get +1 gold from the fish. So I'm going to move my first city to this hill. End turn. Everyone else, the AI are hard-coded to just settle wherever they are. But we're gonna settle here. So it's a pretty bad spot still. It's not great, but I think we made the best of what we had with a bad circumstance. The good part of this spot, I think, is that if this map is very island heavy, we'll be able to really do a lot with our navy in this spot. But at the same time, we're gonna be very exposed. But the good news is, again, if it's an island map, everyone's exposed, so it's not gonna be a unique problem for us. Let's head over here. I want to see what's up here. Some cattle up here. I just want to see what's up here, really. Actually, probably don't need a scout because it's on a tiny island map. Well, it's not that type, but you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. We made a great decision. If we had gone up this way and seen what we're seeing now, yes, we get 2 cattle, which are good, because you can use the cattle to get a stable and get plus 1 production per cattle and sheep. That would have been helpful. But, at the same time, we wouldn't have had that extra food from the start from the wheat. And that food from the fish. As it is, pretty good spot. That'll be that. Let's see what this map was like.
You have been defeated.
Oh my gosh.
Your civilization has been overwhelmed by its many foes.
Let's try again.
Welcome, President Washington.
Alright, new map. Ooh, this one's a little more interesting. So first off, we're very lucky to have salt at the very start. Very, very good. Salt is the best luxury in the game, because not only does it give you the happiness, but it also gives you food in addition to the production, in addition to the gold, once you work it. So it's very good. You hear the monkeys chittering away in the jungles there. Now, this spot has given us a river. And rivers, you might suspect, are very good, and you're right, they are very good. But one thing to keep in mind is, in the hierarchy of settling cities, the hill will always be superior to the river. Where should we look here? I think we should go this way, because I see a mountain range. And a mountain range could change the game. So let's go on the hill, because hill gives us extra visibility. I forgot to turn quick movement off. That's going to be annoying. Luckily, we won't be staying here. This is interesting. This is an interesting one. This one's actually a bit hard. We could move down here and be next to the mountain. It's going to take us a bit of a long time. This spot would give us, it would get us in a river. Why would you settle on a river? Let's talk about river first. Why river? River gives you a garden you can build. If you have a river or a lake, you can build a garden. And a garden gives you plus 25% great person generation, which is great. And if you're on a river later, you can get a hydro plant, which gives you plus 1 production for every river tile in your city, which is awesome. And then river also gives you a water mill in the early game, which is okay. It gives you plus 2 food and plus 1 production. If I'm remembering right. All that's great. But on the grand scheme of things, if our options were like, here or here, this would always be better, just by virtue of having that hill. Get that early production, it's going to be really game-changing. This is a tough zone, because if I was playing, usually, if we took the luxury out of the equation, they have resources, I'd go here. Because we would be on a hill and a river, which would be great. But, at the same time, in this start, we have 3 salt over here. And having 3 salt and getting food and production early is going to be pretty good for us. So, all things considered, I'm going to have to... And this is a spot where you have a lot of good stuff, but you're always going to lose something based on your decision. I'm going to go here and get the hill. Okay, and the extra production is really helpful. Bam. It's good. It's good. So, again, you miss out on the river. That sucks. But at the same time, you've still got a great zone here, and it's gonna do well for you. I'm seeing some nice. This would be an amazing start. That's that. What's this map like?
You have been defeated.
Oh my gosh.
Your civilization. Welcome, President Washington.
All right, re-rolled. New start. In this zone, we have a coastal area. This one actually is a bit of an annoyance. We have a very small river here, which is not helpful. The one good thing about this zone is you have marble here. Marble gives a plus, I think, what's the, let me actually look. I don't want to get it wrong. Marble. Plus 15%, I was right. Plus 15% production when building ancient and classical wonders if it's worked in the city, which is very helpful. So, do we move to the hill? Well, it's complicated by the fact that we have plains tile. Because plains is going to give us a production anyway, you're not actually missing out on much by moving. Or by staying, I mean. So for that reason, we can settle here, it's fine. And we get to be on the river, this very tiny river. There we go. Easy for a city.
Welcome, President Washington.
Alright, re-roll. Oh, this one is trash. Well, the good part of it is you get the two best resources you want in your capital in the game. You get lots of salt, that's great. And you get marble, that's also great. But the problem, and the thing that's going to totally handicap your game, is the terrain, tundra. You don't want to be in the tundra. Tundra is awful. It's really, really bad. If we settle here, it's not on a hill either, so we can't actually settle here. I'm gonna say no, you can't do that. Now, what if I move to the salt? Sometimes moving to a resource is pretty good, because once you get the tech that it needs, you work it. And you get that copy of the resource, and you get extra production in the salt's case. It's okay, but again, you're missing that production in the very start of the game. That's gonna really hurt your day. So I would move to this hill here, I guess. But let me use my warrior. Hold on. Let's go over here. Oh my gosh. This is another tough one. You know what? I messed up. Maybe I should have gone down here. But this isn't. It's not. It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna settle here on this hill with the mountain. Then you get next to snow. Oh gosh, there's a bunch of tiles that can't work. All right, we're going here. Not great. That's a mistake on my part. I should have moved down here. Reroll. Okay. Got a nice river here. Got it. This looks like the spot like you'd want to go to, right, at the very start. Let's look. Okay. All right. Kind of like Spain. But you know, if we move here, we would get 2 crabs later. Once we get a coastal city down, which would be helpful. This is a pretty good spot. I'm gonna go here. Pretty easy. So, and again, I know I said this is the most difficult decision you make in the game. If you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. You know, it's pretty simple to decide where to settle. That's that one done. Oh, we got another tundra zone here. Now, we did get lucky again by having salt here, which is the best resource that you could possibly want. Because we see more tundra down here, that usually means that we're close to the bottom of the map. That if we go further down here, it's going to be snow. I know I said tundra is the only tile in the game where you can't build a farm. It's not true, actually. There's snow, too. I should have mentioned it because you usually won't have to worry about snow, nor should you ever settle a city in snow. Because snow, you can't do anything with it, except putting a trading post down, which you usually don't want to do. This one looks a little tantalizing, this hill here, or this one right here. Let's look. Okay. The play here looks like... So, the difference is, if we go here, we get a second sheep. But if we go here, we get a free production once we get animal husbandry, because it'll work that tile immediately. But in this case, I think this looks like the superior city. Oh, look, we got a deer. It's a pretty bad zone, but it's not like that bad. If we go on strategic view, we can see that we're covered in hills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hills, or 10 hills in this territory. Oh wait, these are hills too. So we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hills. So in this first zone, we're going to be basically a production powerhouse, which is pretty good. This looked like a pretty bad zone when I spawned them. It's all tundra, but you got salt, you got 3 good resources here, and you're on a hill, and you're on a river, and you got lots of production. This is a pretty good spot. Oh, that hurts. So okay, we see a mountain here. If I had moved to the right, if I had been able to see that this mountain was here, that would have changed the game. Now, why would I want to be next to a mountain? Because if you settle here next to the mountain, later in the game, you can build an observatory. And then the observatory increases your science in the city it's built by, get this, 50%. That is game-changing. That alone could be the thing that tips you over the edge to win a science victory when compared to the other players in the game. So again, that was probably a bad move, but because my warrior spawned over here, there was no way I could have seen that, which is a shame. But, it's alright. It's alright. It's still a very good zone. Okay, here we are in this new zone. This is a pretty varied start. I'm seeing, a few different terrain types. We got jungle, we got desert, we got a marsh, we got plains, we got grassland. Pretty varied. So in terms of where we can go, we could go here, but there's no real point where we go down here. So I moved over here to see what this zone's like. It doesn't look that much better. I'm gonna move down here. Oh, I've got to move because we see down here the perfect tile to start on. We have Seaside over there. Very cool, very cool. It's which one? Bratislava, that is a cultural city-state. So we meet them, they might give us a culture boost that could help getting us our first Pantheon. I do have a job, believe it or not. Okay, so we can settle here. Now, why is this good? If you're paying attention, you'll know why it's good. You've got a hill, bam. You've got the extra production from that. You've got the river, bam. You get garden, you get watermill, you get the hydro plant, bam. And you've got a mountain plus 50% science. This is a great city. We're gonna have a great game. And we got a barbarian camp here. That's okay because our city's gonna eventually get there and get this tile. And when we get that, we take them out, or we can take them out with a warrior. And again, like the last, go away, spicy, go away. Like the like the last area we looked at, we have a whole load of hills, And that's going to make us a strong production power in this first city, which is very important. And we got sugar, which is the most American luxury. Now, I keep going down here to see my hills. This is a strategic view. I don't use it very often. But in certain cases, it can help you distinguish what you're looking at a little better, a little easier. Because certain terrain stuff kind of blends in. Hills are kind of a thing where like you can really rarely see them very well, and sometimes rivers too. So this view, you can very easily see the hills. So I like to use it sometimes. Take that, bam. All right, let's re-roll. Oh, this is a very resource-heavy spot. From the get-go, you're gonna see these 3 bananas. Those are pretty good because if you have a banana, you get +1 food per the granary per banana, and that gives you up to like 5 food per banana. It's pretty good. I don't think fertilizer affects that though. Is the one problem I think. Really? Oh. Increase food for product. Oh no, it's true. All right, it's dinner. I'm back. Okay. This spot, clearly, from what I've been saying, you should be thinking of this, right? That's a good spot, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's full of jungle. And the problem with that is you're gonna need bronze working to actually work anything. But regardless, that's still going to be the best spot because you still get that hill production bonus and you're on a mountain. So it's still good. Just going to be a little hard. Oh, this is going to be a very nicely defended city. I don't have to worry about it. And again, lots of production here. But, again, you know, get this as quickly as possible so you can get rid of this jungle. That's the only problem with it. And if you can, I'm hoping the city will try to split it this way, and it's not. But still, it's pretty good. Oh, this one is... Oh, this is a bad one. Well, it's, you know... I think this is the first one we've seen where I'm going to say, yes, settle right here. Because, yeah, this is... Oh. If I was Spain, that'd be great. Wow, this spot is horrible. Let's settle. Yikes. Not much with that one, but, at least you got the mountain, at least you got the hill. But, otherwise, good luck. Good luck with this one. And you got stone up here, which can't work. It's a rough one. Alright, got this one here. Oh, gosh. Oh. This appears to be a lake. A really weird lake. And there's Babylon there. You can see he's considering his spot too. He's got a really great spot. Look at him. He's got a hill. He's got a mountain. It's good. Wish I was him. He got a river here too, so he could. Oh no, this question. The real choices here are to move here or to move over here. Considering what I said last time about jungle being bad, that'd make this spot look better, but at the same time, desert is just as bad. But this can be better if we get the Petra. So I'm going to go down here, I think. And we have the city of Babylon. Oh, he's going to be really close to me. Ay, caramba. This would be a good... if you're this close to somebody, this is a good you know, a good place to start thinking about war. Like, because it's pretty good if you can swing getting another capital in the early game, especially if your capital sucks. It's really helpful. So I would consider going over here. This spot isn't that bad if you get the Petra. Get the Petra, you're good. Otherwise, the spot's horrible. The one good saving grace of it is you have 2 sheep and 2 cattle. Build a stable. You have an extra 4 production. It's pretty good. Otherwise, horrible. Pretty bad. Reroll. Okay. So at this spot, we see kind of 2 areas where we like to settle. Here or here. They're not too far from us. We got the hill, we got the mountain. Pretty good. The big difference between them is this one has fresh water, but this one's on the coast. Let's go over here. Okay, not much different. This doesn't change much. Okay. So, this may seem difficult. Really, this is a very easy choice. You're going to take the inland zone. You might not even want coastal zone. Like, coast isn't a necessarily a good thing. Like I said, in the mid-game, people can rush frigates. They can easily kill you with a coastal start. So I would go here. Yeah. So we got our fresh water, we got our hill, we got our mountain. Could be better, could be on a river, but still a very good start. Oh well. Oh, this one's rough. So we start on a river, which is, again, okay, but problem is I don't see a hill. Let's head down here. Oh, gosh. This is another one where, unfortunately, you make a choice that's not optimal. But considering your options, it's the only one you're going to be able to make. And that's to go over here, unfortunately. Go on that hill. It's not too bad. You get your wheat. Once you get mining, you get a free copy of that. It's okay. Jungle, again, is not the best place to be with your capital. Because you're going to have to wait for bronze working to cut it all down. And cutting it down takes a long time. It's a big time commitment. You're gonna need probably an extra worker, but it's not as bad as not getting that extra production pip that you get from having a hill. So we're gonna have to go there. Oh, my Kilimanjaro. Cool. Ooh, easy, easy. But unfortunately, we have tundra, but. Come on, this is still really good. Got that river, got that hill, got that mountain. I don't know if it's like because I'm on shuffle, but I've seen a lot of more ancient runes than I usually see. I don't know. Let's do one more restart. Let's do one more. I hope this video is giving you a good feel about what you're looking for. Okay. This is another easy one. We're ending with some easy ones. I think this is a good island, by the way. Go here. Get 2 fish, get a banana, get a hill, get a river. Great. Now, I'll do one more because this is kind of a bad one to end on. Oof. Horrible start. Unfortunately, make the bad decision of going here. Oh gosh, you're gonna have a troubling game for this one. But that'll be that for at least you got your sea resources. Get a nice sea empire going. That's gonna be it for this video. Maybe next vid I'll do second city, picking your second city. The one thing is with the capital, usually you don't have to worry about resources like luxuries. Just try to get a capital that maximizes your yield at the start of the game. Get that production up, get that food up. Future planning is important, but most of the most important decisions in the game you're going to make in those first 50 to 100 turns. Like at this spot, you might have thought that this hill would have been better, but at the same time, if you spawn here, you have to have a bunch of more snow tiles in your range. And like I said, snow is just useless. You don't want snow. Tundra's not much better, but you don't want snow. One, again, big recommendation I have. I like all these on, but especially yield icons. I've heard people say that yield icons make the game look ugly or cluttered, and I get it. At the same time, this information that this option gives you is so important. If you have those yield icons on, you know exactly what you're looking at, exactly what you're going to be able to do, and what you're working with. This stuff, these apples and these hammers, they decide the game. They really decide the game whether or not you're going to be able to win. Someone with a lot of food, you're looking at a good science civ. Someone with a lot of production, you can make a pretty good army. Go for culture, maybe by building a bunch of wonders. So these little icons are super important. Another mistake I see people make, this is kind of general, and my plan is to make a tip video, like a general top 10 tips video. But one thing I see people do is they take this icon a lot more seriously than they should. Gold in the game is important, but just stating the logic, stating it logically, you're never going to make, by the mid game, even half of your gold yield or gold income from yield. You're going to make, or from tile yield, I should say. You're going to be making that money from city connections, from caravans, from cargo ships, and from markets once you get that, stock exchanges, banks. That's how you make money. You're not going to make that much money by having a crab, or having a silver, or having a gold. They're nice, they're good to have, but I see people take it a lot more serious than they should, that money. You don't need that much money. It's Civ 5. It's not like, an economy game. Economy is important, but it's not going to win you the game. Production of food, production of food, production of food. That's going to win you the game. Anything else I need to talk about? I think that's it. I hope this video gave you a pretty good understanding of starting decisions. It is important. It is important. Like if you play a game and you settle on a flat tile, and then play a different game and you settle on a hill tile. By turn 50, just measure how much more you've accomplished on that hill tile compared to that flatland tile. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I would just like, I hope this video probably gives you all you need to know. This start is terrible. If you're in the tundra, get out of the tundra as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's that one. I got 2 more videos kind of planned after this one. First one is going to be tips for gameplay. Second one, I'm going to go kind of do a Civ by Civ breakdown. Probably going to be a much bigger project, but that's the itinerary. So I hope you're there. I hope you enjoy. And subscribe for more epic Civ 5 content.